Right about now, we want to go into one of the biggest, when we talk about sectors in the country, accounting for 5.5% of our GDP. This is the Sacco subsector. How did it perform over the past 1 year during the COVID-19 pandemic? And to help us put into perspective how this pandemic has impacted the Sacco world, I'm joined by David Mategwa, who is the National Chair for Police Sacco. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Looking at statistics released by SASRA, actually it revealed that the asset base for, Saccos in the country increased from 607 billion shillings in 2019 to 622 billion shillings in 2020. That is quite an improvement despite the pandemic. Why did that happen and how so?
Thank you so much. What I can say about the Saccos is that since we were put on regulations, 2010 regulations, we emphasized on risk management strategies where Saccos could make sure that when they are at the end of the year, when they are paying their dividend, they normally retain some money, and also they have been doing a lot of capitalization, increasing the minimum capital shares of the membership, and also the provision, bad loans provision, loan provision has made this, the sector, the subsector, the Saccos very strong, which has made it to withstand the effects of the COVID-19.
All right. Now looking specifically, since you are an insider, Police Sacco has been there since 1972. That is quite a long time, and over 63,000 members. That is quite a huge Sacco. Looking at the impact of COVID-19 over the past 1 year to the Sacco itself, please enunciate for us what that has been like.
When the first case was announced in the country, that is 2020 March, everybody went into panic, and including also our membership. So the business was not, the 2 months, the business was not good, and people were not coming for loans. But along the way, the board of Police Sacco and the management went out to the membership by providing them with the PPEs after providing that CSR, spending almost 100 million, putting aside for CSR to buy protective equipments for our members. That made our members to have confidence in the Sacco. So they started coming up with the business, to do business, picking loans. The same year is when we implemented our core banking system that enabled us to push all our services online, and our members were able to pick loans wherever they were. They could also send us loan forms by scanning the forms and sending them to the office.
All right, so it's about refining what was there and adapting to the new world. We understand generally, actually liquidity has been quite low, not much money circulating into the economy in this pandemic period. You're saying you are opening up, as lending to the members, which is quite a good thing. How has that been, looking also at the fact that during this 1 year, a lot of lenders have not been in a position to fulfill their obligation towards the people who've given them money?
So I think as Police Sacco, we started this journey of risk management strategy 5 years back. So we have been doing a lot of retention, and that has made us to be liquid. We have educated our members to understand that they should not be expecting high dividend payout, so that we retain some money when the business is not good, we are able to give them good service, also give them loans. So when the pandemic struck the world, that is the time we realized that what we have been doing over the years has made us very strong financially. Liquidity-wise, we were able to even reduce our interest rates to caution our members from the hardship of the effect of the pandemic.
All right, that is quite commendable. And there is also the element of digitization. We've seen generally, COVID has actually fast-tracked the process of digitization because we've had to rely on the digital systems within this short period of time. As the Sacco subsector, how has that transition been?
Actually, we have seen a lot of business has been pushed on online services. And that means that those Saccos that were already digitalized have really leveraged on the investment. And for those Saccos that were not fully, they have now implemented their systems. They have improved on their systems, and we have seen most of the services being pushed on the digital platform.
Yeah, that's very important. Actually, these days, your clients, your members are very digital savvy, and they want, service at their fingertips. Now, there was proliferation of Saccos that are out there, and the way they're dealing with members was not quite straightforward because Saccos have been coming up, a lot of them. In terms from a regulatory standpoint, you being, part of the Sacco world, has there been efforts to make sure that there is streamlining? We know that these are the Saccos that we have, and at least we can hold them accountable in case anything happens?
You are right. My experience been around for quite some time, and when I started this conversation, I said about the regulations. Since we had the first regulation coming in 2010, we have seen the government coming up with the policies, regulations to make sure that they streamline the way the Saccos do business, and we have seen. Even now, we have I think it might be within the parliament or with the CS in charge of agriculture and trade and cooperatives, about bringing on board, because first we were regulated around 176 Saccos. Now the government has gone ahead and brought on board non-deposit Saccos. We were only having those Saccos that. Those who are being regulated were only the Saccos that are having forces. But now the government has brought on board those non-deposit Saccos worth 100 million. Those who are total assets are 100 million. They have been brought on board to be regulated by SASRA, the Sacco Regulatory Authority. That makes the government has streamlined the way Saccos do business, and that makes the public to have confidence in saving in Saccos.
Definitely. Saccos. And moving on to the future briefly as we close up, the future of Sacco, and tag that and peg that towards recovery, the way people are foreseeing recovery. Where do you foresee recovery, and what is the future of Saccos, especially post-pandemic?
I might say the pandemic, I think on the other side has been a blessing also to the sector, because we did not realize that we need to push all our operations on a digital platform. But now, since we have been even working from home, that means that you need to have a robust system that can allow you give the staff that opportunity to work from home. All of us, we were told to work from home. So if you are not digitalized, I think it was difficult for those Saccos to give services to their members. So this means that going forward, Saccos by the end of post-COVID, all Saccos will have been digitalized, and this is where we'll see those who are not able to digitalize. We'll see just voluntary matching, people, Saccos matching from the 3 Saccos coming together to match so that they can be relevant in the current business world.
All right, thank you very much, David Mategwa, National Chair of Police Sacco, giving us the update in regards to what is happening in the Sacco world, why they have really withstood the pandemic blows, and they're saying it was a work in progress from the reforms, in the Sacco Act 2010 moving forward, and that is what is happening right there. So consider joining us.